swapping this thing out. But yeah, good copy on you too. It's real quiet over here. I don't have any noise on the Pacific right now, so it's just you and my radio. Like I said, real solid copy. And the noise level is next to nothing in my receive over here, QSL.
Roger that, Larry. Yeah, that's good. What are you going to change on the feed on it? Any particular thing you're going to do on it?
Well, what I'm going to do, this one here is more voltage fed, where I'm running only the center conductor to the element, and the coax is grounded to the boom. And what I'm going to do with the other one is feed it do more of a current type feed, and run both to the drive element. And I'm probably going to add maybe another, maybe put about maybe another 8 feet of boom on it too. So it's going to be a little bit longer. And but the main thing is I want to get rid of some of the noise I got over here, and also see if I can pick up some bandwidth. I've been working on I got a few different antenna programs that I've been working with on the computer, and this antenna I'm going to do is I got a little bit of time in it. It's got a few months of experimenting on there. But the biggest thing is it was, like I said, it was the noise and the trying to get some bandwidth out of it, because this antenna here is actually tuned for a lot lower frequency than where we're at right now. And I mean, right now the SWR is a little high, but it's not so high to where it's going to hurt anything. But that's one thing too I hope to get out of the new one I get around to doing is hope to see if I can get some more bandwidth out of it, so I can go a little bit farther than what I can right now. QSL?
Roger, Larry. That's the unfortunate thing. We get gains and returns and losses with the extra elements on there you're going to put on, and you lose a bit of your directional. Will make it much more refined. You won't have so much aiming. You're going to have to be pretty well spot on, and as you increase your number of elements, your bandwidth goes down as well. So yeah, it's a very difficult one to work on, that one. This old Yagi we had here was originally an old Mako. We had it here since it was new, and over the years bits have fallen off and bits have gone back on up to repair it, and there's not very much resemblance to the old antenna now. But it still works. The only thing we did was split the main director out, made that a fed dipole, insulated it from the boom, and put a balun, took the old gamma match off, and just put a balun in line, an ugly, what they call the old ugly baluns, where they just wind the coax around a bit of tubing, and we got the spire down by adjusting the tips and all the rest of it. And we spotted in for 405. That gave us, a little bit of bandwidth either side of of that frequency then, either.
Oh yeah. I've done a few, quite a few Yagis like that over here that none of them for myself. Helping other people and building a few of them and stuff. But yeah, I have fed a lot of them like that. But yeah, that's a common mode choke, they call that. When you wrap the coax around like an air insulator like that. But yeah, they work good like that. I mean, if I was running a Yagi, that's the way I would feed it. It would be a direct feed like that. And over here right now, I do have some brackets already made up for some Yagis. I don't have any 2-inch boom ones, but I got a few 3-inch boom direct feed brackets over here already ready to go. But yeah, they do work pretty good like that. The thing is you get the antenna more to frequency rather than having it close to being on frequency, than touching it up with the gamma, And because that thing, besides it just providing a feed point there, it also you can, you're using it as an antenna tuner really, but So that it does make, you will squeeze the last little bit of something out of the antenna, getting it more on frequency. And it's the same thing with these with the quads. They feeding them directly is the same way. You got to have them pretty much spot on the money on frequency. Otherwise, there's really no adjustment here on these. That's the one thing about it. With over on a Yagi, you got a little bit of advantage. If you're off on your calculations, you can just move things around a little bit. But these things here, they're if you're off too much, you're gonna have to put another piece of wire on. You can shorten them a little bit, but you can't lengthen them. So they are a little bit different. But the quads do act a little bit different too, as far as when you start slipping elements in or taking them out, or stretching booms or shrinking booms. It acts a little bit different than a Yagi, but they do work pretty good though. But this thing here, it's pretty directional right now. I'm guessing the new one's probably going to be the same. But this thing here, I got if there's a lot of stations in there. Well, I'll say like over here in the States, if I swing this thing around the other way, and some of the smaller states we have to the east, if there's multiple stations in there talking, I can even those small states, I can cut them in half with this antenna here. So I gotta. I pretty much got to be within 5 degrees of somebody to really get in there. But it does work pretty good though. I mean, this one here, I've done a lot of talking on this antenna, and kind of hate that I'm going to take it down. But hopefully this new one comes out a little bit better. Kyoso?
Yeah, Roger, Larry, we had a 5 to 10 there all the way through.
Good signal. We had a friend up here back along, and he's not gone into CB radio, antennas and that. And we constructed. He wanted a quad, and we constructed him a fairly small, modest V quad. And we fed that with insulated boom and the old choke coil on there, and we brought the swan down with that with a hairpin match. That seemed to do the job. That got it down, because otherwise, as you say, if you haven't got your dimensions right, you can be way out over.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's one thing about it, and I've seen other ones. Well, this one here, I got a little bit of adjustment I can do on this element here. But I've seen other ones where I've seen them where people do them in different ways. There's a lot of different ways I've seen the quads done. But yeah, the little V quads, those things talk pretty good. I got a friend of mine that had them up over here recently. He just had moved, so he had to take it down. But he had one of those up at his QTH, and it was in a pretty good location, kind of overlooking part of the bay over here. But he was on the other side of the bay, way down in the South Bay. But very good talking antenna. I don't really know what the bandwidth was on it. I don't know how much coverage he had, but they do talk pretty good though. I mean, even over here, I had before this one, I had a 2-element quad that I put up as a temporary antenna until I put this one here up. And I mean, that little 2-element, that thing talks so good. It ended up staying up there for about 5 years. But it was a good talking piece, and I've put up a lot of those for other people too, and it's hard to beat that. I mean, if I was restricted on space or what I can do, or say like with tower size, where I had to put something real lightweight up, or lightweight rotor, or any kind of restrictions like that, that's what I would probably run as a 2-element quad. I'd go back to one of those, and probably wouldn't miss a beat. I mean, I got no bad things at all to say about those little things. Kyoso?
On the driven element, we had a 2-element one as well, and he couldn't get the swell down. We eventually got it down pretty well by wrapping we started off with 5 turns around, where the wire goes across the top. We just wound 5 turns around each of the solid elements. And we gradually got the swire down by just wrapping the wire around, and obviously progressively shortening the wire across the top and tuning it in that way rather than cutting all the wire off. But that was something we found by accident. But just just a matter of interest, what's the size of your boom there, Larry? I mean, that must be one hell of a size. It must be one hell of a length, huh?
Well, this one right here is 42 feet, and the other one that let me see, I'll figure out what that is. See, 42 feet is like let's see, what is that in meters? That's about 12 and a half. It is about 12 and a half meters, and the other one that I'm going to do is going to be a 50-foot boom, so it'll be let's see, what is that? That's going to be like another, what's that be, about 14? I guess that's about a 14-meter boom. But I've done that with the wire antenna before. You know, put it, like you said, put a piece of wire across the corner of it and use that to shrink the overall the electrical length of it. You know, that does work pretty good, and it will. That's what I was saying earlier. You can do some little things like that to shorten them up, but if you get them too short, then you're stuck because you can't add to it. QSL.
Yeah, so Roger, Larry. Yeah, still holding a very good signal here. I tell you what, my goodness me. But anyway, what I was going to say, just a matter of interest, how do you get a 42-footer boom, and you're going up even bigger? How do you get that up? I guess you got a tower you're putting this up on. How do you get it up there, over?
I just, let's see, this one here, let's see, how did I do this one here? This one I dropped the tower all the way. This tower drops pretty low. This thing only goes, it's about maybe to the top of the tower is maybe about 12 feet off the ground, so it's pretty short. So only, you know, what's that, about 3 meters. So this one here drops pretty low, and this one here I actually built the antenna in the air. So I set the boom up there, and the way I did it, I just climbed up that thing and I made a little. No, I think this one. I think I just carried it up there. I think I just had that thing, held it across my arms, and pulled it up there. It's pretty lightweight. It's actually, you know, for as long as it is, it doesn't really weigh much. It's only like, I think this whole antenna altogether is maybe like he's maybe like 70 pounds, 75 pounds. I think the coax up there is heavier than the rest of it, but I also made a little like a gym pole that I can drop in the top of a mast on an antenna. I've put a few of them up with this thing and taken a lot of antennas down with it too. But this little thing, I made it work one day. I can drop this little piece down to the top of a mast, and it's got a little bracket kind of hangs off the side of it, maybe about a foot out, with a little shiv on there, and then I just run a rope to that, and then rope it onto the boom, and you can do it with one. I can run that down, and I can put up a big antenna like that by myself. I can either let them up or down, or have somebody on the ground hold the rope and do it. So it's pretty easy. But the biggest thing is just watch what you're doing and make sure you don't fall off that thing. QSL.
Yeah, Roger there, Larry. I've put some large antennas up on towers before, but not nowadays. I'm retired now and can't do it anymore, so I can't do this. Can't get up the tower as quick as I used to, and the balance is all up the chute as well. So we've got ours now. We got towers laying in the yard, and we got just one of those pivot poles, which is about 30 foot up. And we just, like a flagpole arrangement, we just lower it down, put the boom on, push it up, lock it into place, and it's all done. We work on the 30 foot because we got trees all around us here, palms and goodness knows what, so we can't get above them, and they're just too big. So we work on that, and that works pretty well. On his spreaders, are they using bamboo or fiberglass, over?
Well, these ones here are fiberglass. I get my fiberglass from a guy over here in the States. I did have a fiberglass supplier that was actually pretty close to me, maybe about 40 miles away, maybe. But that place had closed up. So I've been buying my fiberglass from back back east over here in the southern states over there in the state of Georgia. I forgot what that guy's name is now, but usually what I do is I'll buy. I usually use like say a 3/4 inch. So that's like a 19 millimeter outer piece I use for the bottom, and then I'll use a 1/2 inch or like a 13 millimeter solid piece for the end of it. Say about 4 feet each, and then that gives me about about a foot or so of overlap in there. So then we set them up. Once I get them tensioned down, just drop a screw through it and be done with it. Kyosa.
Roger, Larry. Well, that sounds pretty very effective antenna there. The way the construction goes is well, proof's in the pudding there. You're pushing the signal out, no problem at all there. I mean, if I didn't know, I'd just say you're just over the road here. That's the quality of the signal, Larry. No problem at all. And what is you running there? Just a matter of interest.
Well, what I'm using right here for radio is a Fox Tango 2000 Yaesu, and right now it's maybe kicking maybe about 150 watts out now. I got let's see, yeah, it's probably about 150. I was leaning over there trying to look at the watt meter, but it's probably about a 150 right now.
Roger, Larry. Yeah, we're putting out 100 here on the old meter. And I guess with that old 8-element beam, that's multiplying that by quite a few dB. Have you ever worked it out? What do you actually pushing out in RF out of that old antenna?
Yeah, I have before. What dBs on this antenna here is about, according to these programs I have, I want to say it was like 16.6, 16.7, something like that. But I did have what do they call it? A ERP calculator. I don't know if I got it on this little. I got a little tiny computer on next to me. I don't know if I got the ERP calculator in there or not, but it's like. Let's see. Oh, I do have it in there. Let's see if this thing will pull up real quick. But I did. Let's see. Well, this thing's acting real slow now. Well, as soon as it starts up, I'll figure it out. I'll punch it in and figure it out real quick. But yeah, it if you go through all the multiplication of it, it's a lot easier to look it up like this rather than it's like a little formula. Just you put in your input and it gives you your output, and you got to add your dB gain too. But yeah, it does get up there pretty good, Kyosa.
Yeah, I reckon you're probably putting out on probably 15, about just over the kilowatt or a kilowatt and a half, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be more than that. Let's see. I got it up here. It's let's see. I'll put in the. Let's see. We'll go with 16.7. And let's see, 16.7 dBi and 150 N. Let's see, that comes out to 4,278 watts. Is the ERP coming out of the front of this thing, Kyosa?
Almost a fair bit.
Yeah, that's and then if you look at the EIRP, which is that's like perfect conditions, lab conditions, kind of all in theory. That's 70/16 is what that is. But yeah, it does. It definitely makes a difference. That's one thing about it, and not just on the transmit, on the receive also. I mean, this thing here, I just kind of usually late in the day like this, like over here, it's about 8:30 on Saturday evening here, local time. Usually this late in the day, what I'll do is I'll swing this thing just over the Pacific and leave it out there. I mean, even if there's not really a lot of propagation out there, if it's pretty quiet on the band, you just move this thing around out there a little bit, and I'll hear something. I might not hear them real good, but I'll hear more than what most people around me can hear. So it does. The receive side of it is the part I like, Kyosa.
Well, Jim, you got a good receive. It does make a difference. You got all the QR Mexico coming in with it. That's one advantage with the with the old quads, they do cut down the noise level quite dramatically, so they're very good. But that's a hell of a lot of power you're pushing out there. I trust you don't get any TVI anywhere.
No, it's pretty good. Well, you know, a lot of that's in the radio too. You know, if you got a dirty radio, you put in line, then you know, once you go through everything else, it's going to be dirty coming out. You know, but this thing here is it's pretty clean, so it doesn't really bother nothing. I got another AM transmitter over here that I use from time to time, an old early one, but even that thing there is man, that thing is probably got a cleaner signal than what this one here does. You know, if it's tuned up right. But that one there is pretty is real good about any kind of bleed over. I use I got a little mobile radio I use on the workbench, like for checking stuff or working on my radios or my equipment. So if I run that radio there, and they're only about maybe 5-6 feet apart. But if I run that old AM transmitter, I can go about 2 channels away on my workbench radio, and I don't even hear it, and they're only that far apart. So the station's pretty good about the bleed over QSL.
Yeah, Roger, that makes a difference. This is where a lot of people make the mistake by tuning the radios up, not knowing what they're doing. They're getting bleed over into channels and all sorts of things. I don't know if you can indulge us for a minute. Do you have FM facility on that radio? I can't remember.
Yeah. This one here's got this one here's got pretty much everything in it. But yeah, this one does have FM QSL.
Yeah, I was just thinking, you got such a good signal. Would you like to just try FM on this one?
Then we can. I'll switch it over right now.
Okay, yes, the copy.
All right, let's see. I had to turn that power back down on this thing. But that right there is FM. Same. Let me turn that a little bit more. That's the same output right there. So output is the same, and that right there is FM mode QSL.
Roger, Larry. Well, that's the first time I've ever spoken to anybody on FM into the States.
Oh yeah, QSL on that. I had to turn the squelch, so you know the white noise is pretty loud here. I had to squelch that thing out. But from time to time I will when it's real quiet out there. I might go from AM to FM, the lower side to upper side, and I'll move the VFO up one side and then change it around and come back down the other, and or move the antennas around. And a lot of times too, if we do get a lot of DX coming from a lot of propagation from Europe, sometimes I'll go to FM and scan the frequencies real quick right there too. There's a lot of stations out there that run FM, but yeah, it's the same here. I don't think I've talked down under on FM either, QSL.
Roger, okay, better go back inside now, I think.
Okay, there we go. That's back on upper side, and let's see. I'm gonna move the. Yep, let's see. That's about where I was right there. Yeah, so that's back on the upper side right there, QSL. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, it works. That's one thing about it. I don't do a whole lot of FM talking with this thing, but it does get the job done. But yeah, no, it's good to see we got conditions this late over there. It's probably like let's see, what is it, 8 here, so it's got to be probably about 4:30 over there. I'm guessing on that's probably about 4:30 in the afternoon, Sunday or something like that.
No, it's 1:30 in the afternoon this side, over.
Oh, okay, that early. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking it was later than that, but yeah, no, it's definitely working. But yeah, antennas is. That's what'll make a station or break a station. You can have the biggest, baddest radio and everything else to go along with it. But if you don't have it upstairs, then ain't nothing gonna happen. And even in the mobile, that's what I've been kind of working with some mobile antennas today. In between the rain showers that we had over here, but but yeah, even over here at even on, I mean, in the Mobile, and antennas is king. I'd rather spend all my money on an antenna and put a junk radio online instead of high dollar radio and no antenna. QSL.
Right, yeah, if you haven't got a good antenna, you won't get out, that's for sure. Even though you may have a good bit of skip coming in, you won't work it properly. This is like a lot of guys, they put an upright, like the old station master 3/4 verticals up. And they complain that, there's skip there, but we can't work it, and conversely, they can't hear the skip also sometimes because there's so much Mexico coming from all the way around them. So the antenna is the thing.
Oh yeah, that's definitely what it is. And yeah, with the vertical, I had a vertical up just for a hot minute. I did a lot of talking. Even when I did have that vertical up, I still did a lot of talking out of the Mobile. But yeah, I had that one ground plane up over here, and after that, I told myself I'd never put a ground plane up. Just because of the noise. Because there's sometimes there's so much in there, and you can't do nothing about it. And I told myself a long time ago I'd never give nobody the opportunity to keep my ears plugged up. That's one thing about this thing. I can have even a local close to me right in my ear, and just move this thing away from him a little bit, and he's gone. I don't care if he's like within a mile away. I can move this thing around, and I can always get away from any kind of noise over here, Kyoso.
Yeah, Roger, Larry. Just a time. We're on the vertical at this time now. We're just on the old vertical, so switch back to vertical. Okay, we're back on horizontal now.
Oh yeah, you went from about a S4 on the horizontal down to about a 1 on the vertical. Audio stayed pretty close to the same, but just signal dropped off. Okay, I think the conditions are changing because it's slowly been going down lower and lower. So I guess propagation is slowly moving or changing around or something. But I'm still holding good over here, Kyoso.
Yeah, Roger, Larry. I'll tell you what. I appreciate the QSO. I'll tell you what. You made my day with the FM. It's the first of the States on FM. Well, I'll put that one, chalk that one up in the book. Okay, Larry, I'll let you go, and perhaps you can work something else on the old skip while you've got that beautiful signal there. My goodness me. That old 8 element's doing a real good job. So, Larry, wish you all the best there. The 2 Echo Tango 001, I guess. I've scribbled all over this bit of paper, and I've scribbled your call sign out. I wish you all the best there, Larry, and thanks for the contact, and appreciate everything there, which you said, real gentleman. So hopefully we'll make contact again. So this is 43 Whiskey Hotel 161 going, just waiting to get final, Larry, and see how we go.
Yeah, okay, Dave. I got to run inside, give me something to drink. I've had a scratchy throat for about a month or so, and actually probably more like 2 months. But as long as I keep that thing, as long as I keep it a glass of water around me or something like that, I'm good. But it's getting a little scratchy right now. but yeah, well, I'll catch you out here later on. Maybe some other time. Mr. Dave, 43 Whiskey Hotel 161. This is 2 Echo Tango 006, and I'm be QRT just for a second, so I'll catch you out here.
Roger, 2 Echo Tango 006. I just had a mouthful of sandwich there, Larry. Thanks very much for the contact. All the best to your family. You have a good one for the rest of the evening. We're clear.
Okay, 73 is Dave.